Irreversibility. Suppose that a bodhisattva is asked by another bodhisattva who wants to win full enlightenment, over which dharmas should one achieve complete conquest? What kind of aspiration should one form in one's mind? Aspirations which enable a bodhisattva not to realize emptiness, or the signless, or the wishless, or the unaffected, or non-production, or non-positivity, but go on to developing the perfection of wisdom. If the bodhisattva answers that just emptiness should be attended to, just the signless, just the wishless, just the unaffected, just non-production, just no birth, just non-positivity, and if he should not make manifest this production of the thought of the non-abandonment of all beings, or if he should not include skill and means in his answer, then one must know that this bodhisattva has not in irreversibility been predicted to full enlightenment by the Tathagatas of the past. For he does not indicate this special dharma of an irreversible bodhisattva, that is, the non-abandonment of all beings, does not make much of it, does not make it manifest, does not wisely know it, does not include it in his answer, and he does not induce others to enter into that stage of skill in means which is the true stage of an irreversible bodhisattva. Subhuti asked, how can a bodhisattva in regard to this question be regarded as irreversible? The Lord said, he or she should be known as an irreversible bodhisattva if, whether he or she has heard this perfection of wisdom or not, he or she hits upon the correct answer. Subhuti said, there are many who course toward enlightenment, but a few only could give the correct answer. The Lord said, because few only are the bodhisattvas who have been predicted to the irreversible stage on which this cognition becomes possible. But those who have been predestined for it, they will give the correct answer. One can be sure that they have planted splendid wholesome roots in the past, and the whole world, with its gods, men, and asuras, cannot overwhelm them. Dream experiences and the mark of irreversibility. Furthermore, if a bodhisattva, even in his dreams, beholds that all dharmas are like a dream, but does not realize that experience regarding it as final, then also that should be known as the irreversible mark of an irreversible bodhisattva. It is another mark if, even in his dreams, neither the level of disciple or Pratyeka Buddha nor anything that belongs to the triple world becomes an object of his longing, or appears advantageous to him. It is another mark if, even in his dreams, he sees himself as a Tathagata, in the middle of an assembly of many hundreds of thousands of nayutas of kotis of persons, seated in a circular hall with a peaked roof, surrounded by a community of monks, revered by the community of bodhisattvas, demonstrating dharmas. It is another mark if, even in his dreams, he rises into the air and demonstrates dharma to beings, if he perceives the halo around the Buddha, if he conjures up monks who go into the different directions to fulfill the functions of Buddhas in other world systems and demonstrate dharma there. Even when he dreams, he has such perceptions. It is another mark if, when he dreams, he remains unafraid when a village, town, city, or kingdom is sacked, or when he sees a huge conflagration spreading, or when he sees wild beasts or other offensive animals, or when his head is about to be cut off, or when he is subjected to other great fears and terrors, and when he sees the fears and terrors to which other beings are subjected. In no case do fear and terror arise in him, and he remains unafraid. And immediately after he has woken up from his dream, he reflects that, like a dream is all this which belongs to the triple world, and in that sense should I demonstrate dharmas, after I have won enlightenment as one who demonstrates Dharma correctly. It is again another mark of irreversibility if a bodhisattva, on seeing in his dreams the beings that are in the hells, reflects that, "Thus will I act, that in my Buddha field, after I have won full enlightenment, there shall be no states of woe at all." This also should be known as a mark which shows that an irreversible bodhisattva has become so pure that he can never again be reborn against his will in the states of woe. And how could one know that there would be no states of woe in the Buddha fields of that bodhisattva? If a bodhisattva, on seeing in his dream the beings reborn in the hells as animals or as pretas, sets up mindfulness and determines to bring about a Buddha field without such states of woe, then that should be known as the mark which shows that he or she has become so pure that he or she can never again be reborn in the states of woe. Furthermore, a bodhisattva may dream a prophetic dream to the effect that a town or village is on fire. After he or she has woken up, he or she considers thus: I have the attributes, tokens, and signs by which an irreversible bodhisattva should be borne in mind. Because of this truth, because of my utterance of this truth, let this town fire or village fire which is taking place there be appeased, cooled, extinguished. If that fire is then extinguished, one should know that that bodhisattva has been predicted to full enlightenment by the Tathagatas in the past. If it is not extinguished, one should know that he or she has not been so predicted. If again, Subhuti, instead of being appeased, this conflagration passes beyond all bounds and spreads from house to house, from road to road, then one should know that this bodhisattva has, in the past, collected karma consisting in the refusal of dharma, conducive to weakness and wisdom. From that results the karma of his which led him to his experience in this present life, that is, to his distress at being unable to control that fire, which is just a result of karma left over from his refusal of dharma in the past. For, as you know, a bodhisattva's past lives condition the absence or presence of the mark of irreversibility later on. A bodhisattva who succeeds in controlling the fire should, on the other hand, be borne in mind as irreversible from full enlightenment. Irreversibility and the magical power of veracity. And once more, Subhuti, I will demonstrate the attributes, tokens, and signs by which an irreversible bodhisattva should be borne in mind. Listen well and attentively. I will teach you. Subhuti said, So be it, O Lord. The Lord said, If a person, man or woman, boy or girl, were seized or possessed by a ghost, then a bodhisattva who has come across him should perform the act of truth and say, If it is true that I have been predicted to full enlightenment by the Tathagatas of the past, and if it is true that my intention to win full enlightenment is perfectly pure, to the extent that I want to win full enlightenment and that my attention to it is perfectly pure, to that extent I have left behind the thoughts of disciples and Pratyeka Buddhas. It is my duty to win full enlightenment. Not shall I not win full enlightenment. But I shall win full enlightenment. There is nothing that the Buddhas and Lords who reside in countless world systems have not cognized, seen, felt, and fully known. Those bodhisattvas and lords know my earnest intention, that also I want to win full enlightenment. Because this is the truth, because this is an utterance of the truth, may he depart who seized and possessed that person with his ghostly seizure. If, as a result of these words of the bodhisattva, that ghost does not depart, one should know that the bodhisattva had not had his prediction. But if he departs, one should know that he has had his prediction to full enlightenment.